When I reflect on the topics from each section of the course, the connection and overarching theme of this class that resonated with me is related to social justice. The topics are all connected by the idea of creating a more just and equitable society for all people. Social justice issues include youth-led movements, interracial solidarity, and liberation movements, immigration, politics, controlling color, colonism, the conquest of Americans, land, labor, and race, the foundation of race, gender, and power. In the youth modules, it was inspirational to see young activists use social media to spearhead campaigns to challenge institutional bias and to use their voice to bring about change in society. The focus of interracial solidarity is a powerful tool that emphasizes unity in combating discrimination and inclusivity. Youth-led movements mobilized people toward their cause and raised awareness through action. In the module, I learned about how interracial solidarity and liberation movements have been instrumental in bringing about social change. For example, Black Lives Matter has been a force for change with all race unity to demand an end to police brutality and systematic racism. The Civil Rights Movement was a prime example of the interracial solidarity where Black and white people worked together to end racial segregation and discrimination. Social justice was a recurring theme in the module Politics of Immigration. Immigration laws and procedures can have an impact on society as well as the lives of immigrants. According to proponents of social justice, immigration laws should be created to protect the right of immigrants regardless of their background. Furthermore, there are historical consequences of globalization, imperialism, and colonization from which the immigrants migrate from should be considered immigrational policies. In order to be global social justice, policies should be created to address the causes of unrest and inequality. Controlling color is another form of social justice. Colorism is a type of discrimination that can cause inequality with and between groups of people. People with lighter skin were prioritized, while those with darker skin were at a disadvantage by colonism. Policies should be created to defend and protect the rights of all people, regardless of their skin color or background, and racism should be addressed. Also, numerous social injustices, such as economic inequality, political oppression, have been connected to colonism. Supporters of social justice believe and argue that laws should be created to protect everyone's rights. In the module Land, Labor, and Race, it was noted that throughout history, social justice groups have placed a strong emphasis on ending the exploitation of workers, especially those marginalized by their gender, color, or race. And advocates for racial justice contend that laws should be designed to address the causes of racism. The goal of establishing a more equal society for all individuals, irrespective of their social, economic background, gender, or ethnicity, unites these themes. They all address issues of privilege and power and work to overturn the existing status quo in an effort to build a society that is more just and equitable. Over the years, there has been a rise in the number of youth-led social justice initiatives, such as those opposing racial injustice and promoting inclusivity. Young people have been successfully inspired to take action and demand change by taking an active role in movements related to race and ethnicity. Making connections between diverse communities and working together to achieve common goals is the aim of interracial solidarity and liberation movements. These movements recognize the connection between the struggles of various communities and the importance of cooperation and solidarity in order to achieve true independence. As we learn through this course, the history of oppression and exploitation of marginalized people is connected to a number of subjects, including the politics of immigration, color control, colonialism, the conquest of the Americas, land, labor, and race, as well as the foundation of race, gender, and power. These topics show how privilege and power have been used to maintain systems of injustice and inequality. For my personal reflection, I chose to talk about this because while attending grammar school, I had to volunteer to get community service hours. My friends and I chose to work in a student program at a food shelter where we were provided groceries to assist families in need. This experience gave me a different perspective on life. Before I started volunteering, I had no idea so many people faced hunger, poverty, and homelessness in my area. I worked with a lot of individuals of color, and I had never seen the connection between poverty and racism before. It was clear to me that we need to do more as a society to address these issues, and it starts by helping one person at a time. This experience promoted me to take this ethnic studies class, in which I learned so much about the history of racial and social justice movements. This experience made me more aware of how different forms of discrimination and oppression take place. It made me more aware of different ways to help low-income people in need. The time I spent volunteering gave me valuable insight into the world. I appreciate that I had the chance to help others and to help improve their lives. Ultimately, the desire to build a more fair and just society for all is what unites these subjects. They emphasize how critical it is to question the status quo and strive for a more just and inclusive society. Thank you.